This is Curtis coming at you from Ace Per Head Studios once again, covering the NFL 2021 season. Going to dig into Week 7. Going to get into the Falcons versus the Fins in a very close game. I want to give a shout out to Falcons and Falcon fans who I've done some coverage on. Say congratulations. Your offense is starting to really push forward, kind of like how I envisioned, just a little bit later than what I thought. Looks like Pitts has been a phenomenal pick for you, so I want to say congrats and good luck for the rest of the season. Now, Fins, it was looking good, then it got ugly. Then it started looking really good, and it kind of ended up on a little bit of a sour note. Now, I think it's very easy to get frustrated and upset. We're now 1-6. This is terrible. And every game we lose means we're giving bigger and bigger ammo to the Eagles. But, as I said, I believe that you have to kind of keep everything in context. You have to really kind of, in some ways, take the emotions out of it if you want to have a fair evaluation. And as bad as this loss felt and was for the 2021 season, you have to admit that the critical aspects that I've been talking about is Tua's play. There was a lot of good. There was a lot of good we saw today. Yes, the two boneheaded plays. A lot of people might be frustrated with that and upset about that. But as I said, boneheaded plays and young quarterbacks go hand in hand. I mean, look at Ryan. He's been in the biz how long? He had a couple of boneheaded plays, and he's been around forever. Now, this doesn't excuse Tua's play on those two plays. But with all evaluation, you have to do a level of projection in order to make long-term evaluation. Now, yes, we can say Tua was playing a very poor Falcons defense. A defense that was missing one of their key pass rushers, and there wasn't a lot of pass rush. And so he played in a very clean pocket. And this is something I had spoke of in my last podcast, why this was a good opportunity to evaluate Tua. But as I said, you have to project. Our offensive line and the framework around Tua is so poor, it makes evaluating him difficult. The fact that we got to see a clean pocket today and some semi-coherent run attack, we have to say to ourselves, if down the road we could provide the right talent to have this level of play on the offensive line in the run game, even against tough defenses, this is kind of what we're going to see. And if you strip out the two boneheaded picks, there was a lot to be happy about. Now, this does not confirm elite status. It doesn't confirm star, but it does confirm that there is plausibility in Tua being an effective quarterback that can drive an offense with the right tools around him if he can fix a few things. Boneheaded plays, being more aware of the situation. I really didn't get a chance to study his mechanics today. I want to go look back over that. But if you stripped out those two boneheaded plays, we would have won. But as I said, boneheaded plays and rookies go hand in hand. So for Tua to come up with 32 of 40, 291, 4 touchdowns and 2 picks, tacking on 4 rushes for 29 yards and 7.3 yards per carry, and that run for the first down where he took a shot to the ribs and still pushed through, to me that shows a lot. And beyond the scenes, beyond the veil of what we're being told, there's nuggets showing that Tua and Flores, their relationship might not be what the media tells you. But I've said that there is a suit hustle going on. I've decided to go full documentary. I've done a lot of editing, film editing in my life, the last 10 years or so. So I'm going to make this full docu style, and it's going to push it back a day or so more. I found more evidence. I want this to be perfect. So the suit hustle is still on, and so is the video, and it's coming. So the fact that I don't believe we're going to see Watson. I don't think Watson's coming to Miami. If it is, it's a push from a suit, not Flores. And I'll go into why I explain that why that is the way it is. But overall, the defense didn't quit, as some people are saying that the team's sick of Flores. They don't want to play. You can see the difference between what the defense looks like when it has a healthy Howard and a healthy Byron Jones. You could see it's night and day. This is just not big news really, but it's clear news. We lost. They put a lot of Pitts had 7 for 163. Hey, what are you talking about, Curtis? Pitts had 7 for 1. Pitts is going to be an epic superstar. You can't. There's just certain. Randy Moss could come and light up the best defenses. Does the defense suck? No. Randy Moss was an epic superstar. Pitts is looking more, and this is the pick I wanted for us, but it's looking more and more like he's an epic superstar. And then you add all the pieces around him. So if you strip out an epic superstar, this defense did good. They had a quality day. So we were beat by an epic superstar, some boneheaded plays by a young quarterback. But this team didn't quit. The quarterback kept fighting back. And when he was down, what do we hear to broadcast? The coach came over to him and said, put it away, let's move forward. And he did. You add all this stuff together, and there's something for the future. Now, I still say it's over in some major regard because we're going to face stouter pass rushes coming up. And Tua is going to not look nearly as good as he looked today. And the offense is not going to look nearly as good as it did today. And it's going to look worse for the defense in other games. And people are going to start saying Flores sucks, Tua sucks. But we have to understand there's a suit hustle and there's context to everything. Okay? So Gaskin, 15 for 67, 4.5 yards per carry. We had 25 total rushes. Again, the staff, they're skittish and they're pass happy. And they don't seem to understand. I'm a nobody. But I've said over and over again, I mean, a broken clock can be right twice a day. So maybe I'm a broken clock and I'm right. You go back and you watch the first drive against New England. And I said that's the foundational principle, concepts, looks that we need to build our offense on. And every time we go back to something that looks like that, like the first drive in this game, we have success. But then just like both these games, these offensive coordinators start to go back. They go to the shotgun, start throwing naked, lots of draws, and they just start putting the ball into his hand, make him throw, and we run into problems. And then at some point, look, surprisingly, this game, late in the game, they kind of got a little sense and started getting back. But it was a little too late. We need to run the football. It's not always going to be as effective. But the fact that you run the football gives the defense rest. It gives it gives your defense rest. It gives the opposing defense an opportunity to think of something else. And if you run enough, you might get a few big runs. That will open the play action. That will open up the RPO. That will slow the pass rush. You have to run the football. And Gaskin is a talent who for some reason I'll go into it all day. The staff screws up and doesn't run the offense through him. And how good was Mike Gesicki? And how good was Waddle? There's pieces here. All those pieces, Gesicki and Waddle, had just what Pitts had, because Pitts is going to be a superstar. But there is pieces here if you took care of the offensive line. Jackson needs to sit. Jackson was holding all day. And like I said a couple of weeks ago when I did greatest hits of Jackson, these refs, they're just going to wait for the most critical time and call the holding call, which they did today. He was beat on to his second pick. Bad. Anybody who says he's doing good at guard, they're out of their mind. I'm sorry. You're highly confused and not watching film. He's cost us multiple games, multiple opportunities. He's not a bad kid. He shouldn't be in there. Put Jones in. At least you can run the football. You couldn't do any worse than what Jackson's doing. The longer you keep him in there, the more problems are going to arise. This is my complaint. Flores, you want to blame him? Maybe he's the one keeping. I don't know. But this offensive staff is green. It's easy for me to go back and look at the tape and sound like I'm smart. I'm not in the fire. You know, when you're under the heat of having to make these calls, everything's moving like this and jobs are on the line. You know, it's totally different. But that's what makes a great offensive coordinator. It's like a great fighter. Everything slows down. But for this staff, everything speeds up. But again, as I've said over and over, why are these offensive coordinators here? Why? Why is Shane Gailey and Marshall gone? Suit Hustle is going to explain that. So, I know you're unhappy about the loss. But truth be told, in my Curtis's perfect little world, if we could see Tua continue to rise, we can see this team continue to fight to the end and show that they are around Flores. And Ross can finally get it into his head that a major issues were, A, somebody put Tua in too early. They didn't talk to Gailey. They screwed Gailey. He quit. Took Marshall, and we were now hemorrhaging heavy talent in the staff, which is future ramifications, present ramifications, and we've, despite acquiring great draft picks and capital, have used that capital poorly on offense. And this goes back to Greer and his staff. I don't know exactly. Ross does. I'm sure Ross knows all the who did what. But to me, either A, the framework underneath Greer is poor and giving him poor evaluations, and he's following them and making bad choices, or B, they're making the right evaluations and he's reading the data wrong and making poor choices, or C, all the people below him, not all, but too many, are making good evaluations and he's not making good choices. However you slice it, this side of the franchise needs to be gutted. Keep Flores. If Tua keeps shining, then stick with them until some other opportunity. I mean, if you got a chance to draft Dan Marino Tua again, I don't care who you got. Take it. But until that time comes, you got Tua. And if he's doing well and you got a coach that's capable and you can gut that side of the team, there is hope in the future. Do I think this is going to happen? Ross hasn't shown to be able to do that. But at the very least, even if everybody gets gutted, if Tua can show he can play, he will be a valuable piece to the next regime, whether it's from GM down to coach or it's just the GM. And that's very hopeful. for Fin fans and the future of this franchise. So going forward, understand you have to evaluate Tua with some projection. Most quarterbacks have much better protection and offensive coordinators than what we have. And that's a caveat. So overall, I was very positive on the future. Season's done. It's over. It's over. But as far as this element, it's keeping me focused and entertained and hopeful. Again, not saying Tua proved himself to be elite, but he proved that he can be capable when he cleans some things up. So we got next week coming. Let's do some film study this week. We're in evaluation mode. Just let go of the season. Let go. And just let the evaluations happen. This is a good sign. This is Curtis saying thank you for staying to the end. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Comments mean the most to me. I want to hear your thoughts. I go back to old videos and check to try to make sure there's new comments or I missed them. I'm in the process of doing that now. They mean a lot to me because I learn so much. I get encouraged so much and I laugh. And I actually found a comment from Dudley Do-Wrong, the Big Time Fins YouTube channel, and he said he thought we were doing pretty good over here and he wanted to work with us. And I thought that was really humble of him to do that. And I'm definitely going to reach out. Really appreciate that. He's always, I don't really watch a lot of these shows, but he's always been a class human to me and humble. And this was just confirmation of what I had seen in the past. So thank you. His comments mean the most to me, whoever you are, anybody, even if you disagree with me, I really appreciate them. I actually appreciate some of the disagreements more than I do the agreements because I get a chance to learn and analyze my stance. Subscribes and likes help us with our Google overlords. I want to give a shout out to our sponsor, aceperhead.com, the best sports betting software on the market. They want to let you know with their world-class software, you can get on the action with friends, family, coworkers, and everyone you know. As a local bookie, they're the best organization out there. They're the best sponsors. You see the comments and the love that people who use their software have for them. And they're the class act people. I speak to the owners pretty often, and they're really phenomenal people. I'm grateful to have them. Grateful to have you too. With the two of you, I'm in business and I'm enjoying talking football, and I'm very grateful. So thank you. This is Curtis. Thank you for staying for the end. Catch you next time and be well.